Bai Mu caused destruction in the neon, almost caught, accidentally traversed the eerie invasion of the Ke Xue world, and awakened the Destruction King system. To destroy the original plot, you can obtain supernatural rewards. At the beginning, the ability to reward the demon of lust was pushed back by Qiu Ting Lianzi.Roller coaster case, sabotage Kudo's reasoning, reward undead ghosts, undead bodies. In the chapter of the duel between red and black, one-shot castrated Shuichi Akai, rewarded the ability to knock on the door, crossed the space, and controlled Judith Tyrene to be stuck in the wall. Bai Mu. Blocking the wall. I am familiar with this plot. Contact with Yoko Okano, Aoko Nakamori, Nana Mizumi, Minami Miyano, Mario Akai, and CuracaoObtain abilities such as Hungry Death Ghost, Newspaper Ghost, Human Skin Paper, Tattoo Ghost, Ghost Mask, Ghost Envelope, and more. Until he becomes the king of gods and ghosts. Little Baga ghosts and gods are everywhere, a certain god's toilet exploded, a certain mountain sprayed, and 4 islands sinking. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The world has to speak Xia Guohua to me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Boom boom boom. The Hummer was galloping at full speed, and suddenly Bai Mu's eyes turned white. He quickly regained his sight. He looked at the mountains and fields in front of him. It's a bit strange. I wipe it. Am I playing Grand Theft Auto with Xiaori? Why is it suddenly here? He had some doubts in his mind. Previously, I was running wildly in the city, but suddenly came to such a haunted place. This is forest. Bai Mu stopped the car and looked at the 2 mice overlapping in front of him. Rat slices, right. He calmly took out a cigarette from his pocket and lit it. Breath in. Take a deep breath. Don't panic when encountering things, first take a cigarette and calm down. Shoo me, this is time travel, isn't it? Bai Mu felt a bit overwhelmed in his heart. As someone who has read many novels, this sudden change of scene is mostly a time travel experience. Otherwise, it is impossible to explain why I suddenly came here while still fighting with the police on the streets of Xiaotian. The cause of the incident was a restaurant with a neon sign that openly read, "Chinese and dogs are not allowed to enter." Squeezing and numbing, can he tolerate this? Holding the restaurant owner's neck directly was a scolding, and under the pressure of his 1.8-meter height, the little Baga quickly gave up. But if you report to the police on the other hand and say you hit someone, those little Baga police officers will definitely not turn towards you as a foreigner. There was a conflict between the 2 sides. Result: did he come here? It's better to be in this place of little days. When I wake up, let's see how I can kill you all. Bai Mu has a principle in his life. Thank you, you don't have to report it. Revenge is inevitable. Ding. The divine rule has descended upon the world of Ke Xue. This month's rule states that each person in this world must communicate in a foreign language for 1 hour every day. Violators will receive divine punishment. Upon hearing the voice in his mind, Bai Mu was still somewhat surprised. He captured 2 pieces of information. One is the world of science. Is it the world of science that I imagined? If it is, this is really a forest. How can I be sure if there will be any psychopathic killer around? With a sense of vigilance, he is ready to get on the car. Be prepared, the world of Ke Xue is still very dangerous. Secondly, what is this sacred rule? It doesn't seem like it's your exclusive golden finger, right? Ding. Detected energy from another world. The Destruction King system is binding for you. Binding successful. We are distributing a beginner gift package to you. Would you like to claim it now? Bai Mu stopped his move to get on the car. Jia. Speaking of golden finger, isn't golden finger here? Claim. Without any hesitation. Ding. Successfully claimed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Ghost of Speech and Spirit. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Ghost of Lust and Evil. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 100,000 supernatural points. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the item, Ghost Mastery Classic. Congratulations on the host's ability to invade. Would you like to modify the sacred rules now? Hiss, wait a moment. The amount of information is a bit large, let me slow down. 2 images of fierce ghosts appeared in Bai Mu's mind, both with somewhat eerie appearances, but their figures were very provocative. I don't know if I've been single for a long time, but seeing ghosts and monsters has made me look beautiful. This so-called spirit-speaking ghost, with a blue body, without any trace, has 2 sharp horns on its head, which can reveal a bit of the appearance of a ghost. The rest of the parts should protrude, and the parts that should be raised should be raised. Hiss, no, is this Nima making herself a knight of the undead? Reminder host, as the source of the eerie world's invasion of the scientific world, you are like a program bug, or rather a program virus. Every time you have a weird one, you will have the privilege to modify the rules of that world once. After you modify the rules, they will not take effect on you. At the same time, by changing the plot of the Ke Xue world, you will gain the ability to capture eerie elements. Please continue to work hard, disrupt the plot of Ke Xue, and receive more rewards. Upon hearing this, Bai Mu understood. I see, this is innate and eerie Holy Communion. Coming to the world of science, disrupting the king's system means breaking the rules of this world and then disrupting the plot of the science world. This way you can receive rewards. Got it. So next, isn't it about having fun? Jie, he has a lot of grudges to settle with the little Bagas. Modify. Without any hesitation, Bai Mu began the process of exploring his golden finger. Ding. Modified successfully. Reporting to the world of science. The divine rule has descended, and everyone in the world of learning must use Xia Wen to communicate for 1 hour every day. Those who violate it will die. Yoshi. In the future, the whole world will have to speak Xia dialect, Jie. He opened his own panel. Host. Bai Mu strange. Ghost of speech, long tongue ghost, ghost of lust, lust ghost, props. None title. None rule permission. 1. Unlocked in 1 day, there is 1 more rule permission from the demon of lust. Bai Mu knew that if rules were to be issued, they would have to be separated by at least 1 day. After all, as a newcomer to this world, my abilities are still somewhat average. For example, what does this long-tongued ghost seem to do? Open the panel. Strange. Ghost of Spirit speaking star rating. 3.5 stars ability. Control tongue, proficient in language. His evaluation is garbage. Tongue is long. Although there are long-term benefits, I haven't really wanted to become a undead knight yet. Proficient in language is not bad. After unleashing his abilities, Bai Mu realized that he no longer had a headache watching Inu, and that he could not only use limited vocabulary such as Yilian Dai and cry when watching educational films. Looking at the so-called evil spirit of lust again. Strange. Ghost of evil color star rating. 5 stars ability. Mouth desire passive. The body of charm and demon growth potential. 5 stars, upgradable. Oh. These 100,000 supernatural points are prepared for you. Bai Mu understood. New book seedlings, kneeling down for support. I only hope that everyone can provide more support, so that the author has more motivation to update. Kneel down and thank you. Come on, flowers, monthly tickets, tips, comments, review tickets. Cruelly ravage me. Don't pity the author just because they are a delicate flower. Chapter 2. Almost creating Qiu Ting Lianzi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. System, give me some extra points. There's nothing to say. 100,000 supernatural points have been added to the demon of lust. Is it true that Bai Mu lacks vision? Say nye. One of the 7 original sins. This level of strangeness, needless to say, must be one of the strongest in development. It is said that all evil and debauchery are at the forefront. Jie ding. Congratulations to the host, the demon of lustful sin, who has been upgraded to level 4 of the daily travel realm. Acquire abilities, physical desires, dreams, and desires. There are 10 levels of high-level ghosts like the demon of lustful sin. Level 1 Divine Realm, Level 2 Exorcism Realm, Level 3 Night Travel Realm, Level 4 Day Travel Realm, Level 5 Exorcism Realm, Level 6 Manifestation Realm, Level 7 Attachment Realm, Level 8 Destruction Realm, Level 9 Thunder Robbery Realm, and Level 10 Young God Realm. Why is it so similar to the ancient cultivation of immortals? Bai Mu was somewhat surprised. However, the world of Ke Xue has all come with sacred rules, and it's not surprising that I have a few fierce ghosts who can only cultivate ghost immortals, right? It's about adding 1 skill to each realm. But this fierce ghost's ability doesn't seem strong either, does it? Daytime travel, which means you can come out during the day. He looked at the red pretty girl in front of him, her beautiful eyes full of infinite charm, and her graceful and seductive body covering the crucial position. Don't be fooled by the additional obstruction. Actually, it's even more astringent. I'm really hungry. Bai Mu swallowed a mouthful of water. Incorporate 2 fierce ghosts into the Ghost Riding Classic. Yes, under the suppression of divine rules, the level of the fierce ghost is too low to directly act as a single entity. You need to control their ability to invade this world. You can earn supernatural points for bonus upgrades, or earn corresponding points by completing sacred rule activities. Breaking the plot of the world of science will be one of the best sources for you to acquire these abilities. The system's prompt sounds. Okay. We still have to destroy the original plot ourselves. So, we need to go to the city first. First find Momo Fatty, then follow Momo Fatty to find Kudo Shinichi or Conan. Let's talk about disrupting the plot later. Got it. Bai Mu got into his car, slammed the gas pedal, and rushed forward. I drove for a while. Nima, I don't know the way. By the way. Navigation. He lowered his head and opened his phone. With the language proficiency of the long-tongued ghost, he can read anything effortlessly. Hush. In the moment of looking up, Bai Mu took a cold breath and with a creak, stopped the huge Hummer in front of a charming woman. Sleeping trough, why aren't you so desperate? He just cursed out loud, even though he was looking down at his phone, he almost bumped into someone else. However, as a young person who has no favorable impression of neon people, being able to kill the other side without a mud truck can be considered as one's own pity for fragrance and jade. Are you okay? With a bang. Bai Mu got off the car and looked at the woman in front of him. He has a tall and slender figure, only 1 head shorter than himself, and must be over 1.7 meters tall. The skin is fair and appears to glow under the sunlight. Crystal clear. Wearing fashionable sportswear, revealing the curves of a slender figure. Wearing a certain white baseball cap on the head, with delicate black hair tied into a ponytail, placed behind the back. Exquisite appearance is beyond words. Mainly about temperament. It's too protruding. Not to mention being among the crowd, it is definitely the kind that stands out. In this vast mountain forest, it is like an elf walking into the world. Bai Mu gave the other person a second glance. This woman is quite beautiful. May I ask you something? Are you mute? His expression is indifferent, beautiful, and has a binding effect. If it weren't for my awakening and not for some terrifying ghost, I would have given you the first bite. Ding. Reminder host, the woman in front of you is an important character in the world of Ke Xue. The sound of the system rang out. Oh, no wonder I feel a bit familiar with this person. It turns out he is an important character in the world of science. Hee, I'm sorry. Bai Mu smiled brightly and said, "Are you okay, girl?" "My name is Bai Mu, I'm sorry just now." "What's your name?" A tall and elegant beauty with a hint of suspicion and vigilance on her face. "My name is Qiu Ting Lianzi. I'm fine." She looked at the tall and handsome young man in front of her, and felt that is the other party sick. Before taking action, then respectfully, it's simply ridiculous to think. The man almost bumped into him, but instead scolded himself. I guess it's a wealthy second generation from some family, used to being arrogant and domineering. Autumn Court Lianzi, with a cold and proud personality, waved her hand and was about to leave. She doesn't want to have any entanglement with such a second generation. Wait a minute. Bai Mu took a quick step and arrived in front of Qiu Ting Lianzi. He remembered. This woman, she is a talented soprano singer. Just now, you mentioned how to integrate into this world of science and technology. Isn't this an opportunity? What is the simplest way to conquer a woman? Of course, it's about conquering the body. Do I have superpowers? Why do I play the heart attack game bit by bit? There's something wrong. Look into my eyes. Next, you will have dry lips and tongue, and your body will heat up. Tell Ben Xiao, do you want to open up? The demon of lustful sin, activate its ability. Mouth desire. Physical desire. Desire. Activate. Jie. This statement is of course meaningless. However, who made Bai Mu himself a scum? The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times. Chapter 3. The Confused Soprano. We are now. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Having a passive enchanting body, Bai Mu actually has a great killing power against women. The average opposite sex will only become a flower addict when they see him. Even women like Qiu Ting Lianzi are no exception. So when she scolded herself before the other party, she didn't even retaliate or leave directly. But now, looking at this handsome and eccentric man in front of me, she feels very abnormal. Although her rational and aloof nature has made her immune to the so-called handsome guy, she doesn't know why there is always a ridiculous feeling that the little butterfly doesn't listen to her control when facing this man. Thank you for almost making me fly. No. I won't. At first, Qiu Ting Lianzi felt that the other party was having a problem, but now it is indeed a dry mouth and a fever in her body. I feel uncomfortable everywhere. There is a kind of little butterfly connecting the brain, and the beauty of purple mood starting to oscillate. If your feet are off the ground, the virus will start invading your brain. Woo-woo. The next moment, Autumn Court Lianzi took the initiative to walk towards Bai Mu. Don't do this. Hey. Miss Qiu Ting, how can this be done? Bai Mu wanted to refuse and welcome, indicating that he couldn't do it. Of course. Later on, he still couldn't escape the vicious hands of female hooligans. I can only say. Although manual transmission sometimes provides an experience, autonomous driving is also quite popular nowadays. Well, that's not good. Jie. Is this in the mountains and forests? How embarrassing would it be if someone else saw it? Qiu Ting Lianzi's eyebrows and eyes are as angry as happy. If it weren't for the other person's mouth being harder to suppress than AK, she would almost believe it. Ding. Congratulations to the host for conquering important figures in Ke Xue and obtaining a reward of 10,000 points for the experience points of Lustful Evil. Achieve achievements, break through, Wulong comes out of the mountain. Get a spiritual reward of 20,000 points. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the exclusive ability and physical perception of the evil spirit. You will have an extremely clear perception of the physical state of any opposite sex. At the same time, there is a chance to trigger the opponent's exclusive feature. Ding! We have unfrozen your permission to modify the color rules in advance. May I ask if you want to modify it now? Hiss, Bai Mu grinned, indicating that he was temporarily unavailable. This treble player is not good either, some of the tracks are obviously too unfamiliar. With a slap, he struck over. Autumn Court Lianzi's seductive and delicate face suddenly appeared somewhat aggrieved. But she also understood one sentence. When I was a child, I was slapped and shed tears. As I grew up, when I was slapped, I shed tears like meow meow. With a loud bang. Hummer Mercedes-Benz. After going through ups and downs, left and right, back and forth, I arrived at the home of Qiu Ting Lianzi. The latter also did not expect that they had preserved precious things for over 20 years. Unexpectedly, they were all taken away overnight. And this is her first time meeting this man. Even the other party almost knocked themselves out before. Is there any smoke? Autumn Court Lianzi leaned her smooth back against the soft bedside cushion, her eyes slightly lost, and murmured. Looking back on the shameful scene just now, she was really I don't even have the strength to feel ashamed anymore. Fortunately, this is a standalone villa. Otherwise, that would be completely dead in society. She was certain that just now, she was definitely taking the treble field to the next level. This man is incredibly powerful. My calf and stomach are still trembling. Are you still smoking? Bai Mu is a bit curious. In his somewhat vague impression, he seemed to remember that Qiu Ting Lianzi was a very elegant and intellectual woman, smoking it somewhat subverting the image. But it's also normal. Although it was mentioned earlier that it belonged to Liao Dai. But the body is much more honest than the mouth, and the rest is completely out of control. Bai Mu is not at all illusory about the other party in this state. Isn't it normal for a man to have divine power that day, who also controls the fierce ghost in the daily travel realm? I don't know how to smoke. Qiu Ting Lianzi shook her head and said, I just want to stay calm. She didn't know if she was really hungry. There has never been any act of transcendence compared to my ex-fiancé A who died 3 years ago. The two initially said it was a relationship, but in fact, they were both busy with their respective careers and had very little time to meet, let alone a date. So did you just push down this man you met for the first time? Autumn Court Lianzi extended her lotus arm to stroke her forehead. How absurd. Love at first sight is certainly not something to talk about, let alone love. Although it may be true that there is a couple, it is definitely not love, absolutely. Give me some money. At this moment, Bai Mu was getting dressed, looking at the somewhat bewildered beauty in front of him. Ah. Qiu Ting felt confused and said to himself that his soul was weak. Did he really treat my mother as a promiscuous woman who wanted ducks? First time. This is my first time. She broke through some defenses. What are you thinking? Bai Mu pinched the other person's delicate chin and pointed to the car chair cushion he had brought in earlier. You've dirted my car mat, can't you give me some money to replace it with a new one? I don't have a penny on me now. This is indeed the truth. He came to this world, not to mention money, he probably didn't even have an ID card. It's just a black door. At least there are 2 fierce ghosts on my body, which gives me a bit of security, but not much. At this moment, Qiu Ting Lianzi's face turned red with embarrassment and relaxed. I took a complex glance at the blood on the mat. Take out a card from the bedside table and hand it to the other person. Here you are. Speaking, there was another pause. So, what do you think our relationship is now? The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times. Chapter 4. Little Baga, let's all become Southern Copper. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What kind of relationship do you think it is? Bai Mu was not polite at all and just took it over. He was at least a big help to the other party. Helped the soprano expand her vocal range, taking her treble playing skills to the next level. Autumn Court Lianzi is still a bit confused. It's too chaotic. The first time 2 people meet. She doesn't think the 2 of them have a healthy relationship, but she inexplicably cares about the person who took her away for the first time. I haven't figured it out yet, give me some time. Bai Mu put on his clothes. Then take your time to think. I have something to do, I need to go out first. He didn't continue to whip the other party because through his physical perception skills, he knew that the current Autumn Court Lianzi was weak. I just have an appetite. It's not necessary to stay here. And after wearing the achievement title he just obtained, he received an important piece of information. Title. Breaking the Wulong Mountain title level. C.level title effect. Important plot reminder module acquisition method. Achieve 1 health so, after wearing the title of Wulong Mountain achievement. Bai Mu received a hint that Kudo, Shinichi and Xiaolan had arrived at the Dalabica amusement park. It can be said that this is the beginning of the launch of the world of science. How can I miss it myself? Can't this ruin the plot and earn rewards? Jie. Where are you going? Qiu Ting Lianzi said expressionlessly, with a hint of panic in her tone. Don't worry, I will come back. Bai Mu turned around and kissed the other person's smooth and fair forehead. He's not really a ruthless scumbag. Moreover, with no status or money at the moment, how could I possibly leave this little rich woman? With a bang. The door has closed. Qiu Ting Lianzi lay down, staring blankly at the ceiling. She is not a pedantic person, so she had a relationship with a man she met for the first time and did not just cry, make a scene, or hang herself. But to some extent, he is also a conservative person. How can I really not care about the first man in my life? Hiss. Pain. Autumn Court Lianzi shrunk her body under the blanket. On the other side. Bai Mu drove the car, pondering his own abilities. The ability of the demon of lust, the desire to speak, is to stimulate a person's desire in the mouth, you know. Physical desire is naturally a response in the body. Dream offender is having spring dreams. Desire, that's easy, it's just the effect of being pushed back by someone. These abilities may not seem strong, but they are mainly suppressed by the sacred rules of this world. But in fact, it is already very strong to achieve results, after all, it is a supernatural system. Modify rules. Bai Mu just obtained the permission to unfreeze the rules, which is equivalent to a virus invading the sacred rule system. I don't know if I can become the master of this scientific world after completely replacing the other party. Forget it. I don't want so much. Give it a try first. What should we do about the rules of lust, which cannot be published too harshly? Got it. Bai Mu has established a rule. Ding. New rules released. In the world of science, all men's mating partners can only be males. Violators will die. Yoshi. I have always been the only green person, where did anyone green me? Jie. After this rule is released, I'm afraid not all people in the world of science will become Southern Copper. Dorobica Amusement Park. A young man is chatting and analyzing the truth of the case. He showed a hint of doubt on his face. Is it really fake? Is it coming again? Lon, did you hear any sound? That's the rule you told me before. The delicate expression of the girl with her bangs bulging against gravity also revealed a hint of nervousness and affirmation. Yes. Yes, Shinichi, I heard it too. The rule this time is. What is the only relationship between men? She felt a bit embarrassed to say the content. The 2 rules this morning are quite outrageous. You have to speak Xia Guohua for an hour or something. At that time, I thought it was some kind of prank. As a result, another even more outrageous rule has emerged. Kudo Shinichi looked at the chubby Momo dressed like a big orange cat and said, Officer Momo, did you hear that rule that says men can only mate with men? Xiaolan's face turned red. Officer Mu's expression was shocked and he said, Brother Kudo, did you hear it too? It's strange. What kind of prank is this? Kudo Shinichi touched his chin, revealing a hint of solemnity in his pupils. Thinking to oneself. No. This may not be a prank. But does this world really have supernatural powers? He doesn't believe it in his heart. As a Sherlock Holmes fan, reasoning requires evidence. On the other side. Bai Mu has arrived at the amusement park and is thinking, how can we ruin the plot of this one? Let Shinichi Kudo not be knocked unconscious by Jin. No. If Kudo Shinichi doesn't become Conan, then the subsequent plot won't be able to unfold. How can he become stronger by pulling wool? Moreover, Bai Mu doesn't want this pretending kid to escape the fate of a stick. The main plot must not be touched. So, sabotage the transaction between the 2 of them and others. It's not possible either. The risk is too great. He doesn't have enough strength yet. Faced with the crazy criticism of Qinjiu who kills without blinking an eye, his current ability can only be to control the opponent's tongue with a long-tongued ghost. Or use the power of the demon of lust to make the other person have great sexual interest in themselves. Pooh. Disgusting. Is it really okay for us to evade tickets and come in like this? Shut up, Yuan Tai. Do you want to say it so loudly? Yeah, Yuan Tai, if you do this again, we won't take you next time. Am I wrong, Bumei? Guangyan, you kid, you dare to speak ill of me. Be careful not to beat you up. Hey. Yuan Tai, you. Look over there. There seem to be many police officers. Di Dan San Sha. Bai Mu looked at the 3 children walking by and suddenly, he had an idea. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times. Chapter 5 Bumei. Big brother, it's where I pee. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Children, stop for a moment. I have something to tell you. Emperor Dan hesitated in his tracks. Looking at the tall and handsome young man in front of me. Guanyan became a bit nervous, while Yuan Tai was a bit confused. Only Bumei's expression appeared seductive, and her delicate and cute little face was filled with shyness. What a handsome big brother. I really want you to be my boyfriend. The passive demon body has been activated, it's like killing all ages. Not to mention, the little ghosts in the world of Ke Xue are quite precocious. Bai Mu sighed in his heart, oh, my damn charm. Yuan Tai and Guang Yan immediately became wary and dissatisfied, blocking in front of Xiao Bumei. Who are you? Why are you approaching us? Is there any purpose behind it? That's right. It looks like a bad person. Bumei, let's go quickly. It has been portrayed on TV that these handsome people are usually deceiving girls with sweet words. 2 little boiling sheep cannot watch the beautiful sheep being attracted away by the happy sheep. The two little ghosts who got reckless didn't know what fear was. For the sake of penetration, licking a dog is something that can be done. Although they may not have the concept of penetration yet. Yo. Bai Mu had a showdown and was too lazy to pretend. He was originally meant to be the villain. He looks like a great demon king. You little devils, you just came in by evading tickets and thought I didn't know, did you? As soon as these words were spoken, the three of them immediately became nervous. What should we do? Guanyan and Yuantai were both panicked and looked at each other. It's a shame to be caught as a child, even if you have thick skin. Bai Mu smiled wickedly and said, coincidentally, that's where the police are. I'll call them all over now and arrest you all. How about that? He threatened three little ghosts. No. Yuantai immediately panicked, if the police uncle tells my family, they will definitely open my buttocks. My sister knows, she will also curse me to death. Guanyan also regretted it. Bumei almost burst into tears and said, Big brother, no. Please. No. Bai Mu pushed away two boiling sheep and looked at the crying little loli in front of him, pulling him over. If you say no, then don't do it. Come with me and surrender now. He supported Bumei's delicate and fair legs, picked up little loli's body, and continued to threaten the two little ghosts. And you guys, come with me too. Three fools are almost scared and crying. Yuantai almost slipped away. He is a boiling lamb, but relatively speaking, he is a bit selfish. Guanyan couldn't bear to part with the beautiful sheep. Please, don't do this, we can listen to you for anything. He doesn't know why he begged for mercy like this, probably because he watched too much TV. You can do something for me without telling the police. Bumei in Bai Mu's arms stopped crying when she heard this. Yuantai also stopped his escape. What's going on? Bai Mu raised his chin and said, you two, go inside the tunnel of that roller coaster, find a few beads, and throw them all at me. Once you're done, I'll let you go. If not, I'll come knocking on your door one by one and tell your parents what you've done. Mitsuhiko Yuantani, Motoda Oshima, Bumei Yoshida. He called each one by name. The three fools were all so foolish, and the king of hell scared them for a moment. Go pick up pearls. Pearls. They have no concept of what damages evidence. I just feel like going to the scene where the police are investigating a case. What if I get caught? Bai Mu doesn't care about so much. Just go. I'm holding on to this little girl here. If you dare to run, I don't know what accidents will happen to her. And I know where your home is. The great demon king almost scared two boiling sheep to pee. Yuantai and Guanyan didn't hesitate anymore and went to pick up the beads. As for you. Bai Mu looked at the delicate little loli. Yoshida Bumei can also be considered a little beauty embryo. Once. He pursues three things. Utilitarianism. Fame and fortune. Loli. But this loli is illegal. Follow me to the restroom first. Tai Jun, I need to pee and do some work. Yuantai Kojima and Mitsuhiko Yuantani used their ability to sneak around and smoothly avoided the attention of the police. Many pearls were found in the tunnel. Is that right, Guanyan? Yuantai asked. Shu. Guanyan whispered, keep it down, it wouldn't be good if the police heard you. That should be all of this. Let's quickly put it away, it should be considered as completing the task. The two of them walked out of the tunnel. Wow. My hands are covered in blood. Yuantai's face turned pale with fear, and this chubby little man sometimes has little courage. Guanyan was numb, and his intuition told him that the two of them should have talked about something. I didn't notice any blood on the beads when I was picking them up just now. Hurry up and wash it clean. The two hurriedly ran to the public restroom to wash their hands. Then I heard a familiar and sweet voice. Big brother, why are your lollipops so big? I feel like my mouth can't even fit properly. Hush. Guanyan's head is about to explode. This is special, isn't it? Bumei's voice. Is that so? Impossible. Yuan Taihan asked in surprise, is it Bumei's voice? Is Bumei in the women's restroom? Guanyan's breathing became heavy, and the so-dot called Big Brother, can't it be that demon king? Big Brother, that's the place to pee, isn't it? Bumei said another sentence. Boom. Both of their heads are about to explode. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times. Chapter 6. 5-star Ghost of the Dead, Upgrade. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Is it Bumei? Who is she talking to? Yuan Tai is still in Makabaka. He recognized that it was indeed Bumei's voice, but it was a bit strange. Who was the other person talking to? Big Brother. Is that man from before? Not good. Go save Bumei. Guanyan is in a panic, he is now feeling heartbroken. The goddess who held it in her hand and was afraid of breaking, surprisingly, her hands were so terrible. Damn it. He swore to make that guy pay the price. He gritted his teeth and pushed open the toilet door. You let go of her. The 2 figures paused. Bumei. What are you doing? Guanyan didn't expect that the 2 of them seemed to be doing something strange. Just as it really just eating lollipops in the bathroom. Bumei is holding a lollipop in her hand. Licked it. Why did you come in? She is also quite embarrassed. This Big Brother is quite handsome, but he is also quite sick. I insisted that she come to the restroom to eat this super lollipop, and my mouth almost got stuffed. Just now, I was soaking those lollipops in toilet water. So she just said, that's where I pee, isn't it good? Guanyan didn't know what to say for a moment. You're not. His ears are all red. As a young man who has been watching educational films since childhood and has already started playing jiao, some aspects of knowledge are not inferior to those of some adults. It's quite difficult to say it out loud. Bang bang. Bai Mu gave a chestnut and said, 2 stinky little ghosts, are you just a hooligan when you're so young? Can you come to this women's restroom? Ouch. What are you doing? Yuantai Kojima and Mitsuhiko Uentani covered their heads and exited the women's restroom. Whispering discontentedly. Didn't you break into the women's restroom? Is everything done now? Bai Mu looked at the 2 little ghosts with a displeased expression. It's done. Yuan Tai reached into his pocket and took out all the pearls. They're all here. Guanyan is no exception. Bai Mu ordered, throw it into the toilet and flush it away. The 2 obediently followed suit. He held 2 lollipops in his hand and handed them over. You 2 did a good job, this is for you. Yuan Tai let out a hiss and licked his lips with his tongue. Thank you, Big Brother. I directly took it over. Take it and stuff it into your mouth, okay? What a strange smell. Why isn't this lollipop sweet? Why is it a bit smelly? Guanyan's face was very ugly, and he guessed it. So, as Bumei just said, that's where I pee, and then there's this lollipop combine. He guessed the truth, can't this thing have been soaked in the toilet before? Ouch. Guanyan watched as Yuan Tai was still enjoying his meal and almost jumped at it. At this point, Bai Mu received a system prompt sound. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the plot destruction and obtaining a chance to draw eerie items. May I ask if you want to draw now? Extract. Ding. Successfully extracted. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the eerie ghost of the undead. Bai Mu looked at the panel in front of him. Strange. Ghost of the Dead star rating. 5 stars ability. Devouring Spirit passive. Reaper growth potential. 5 stars, upgradable. The skill of Devouring Spirit is very simple, it devours the soul of the deceased and then obtains part of the opponent's memory. Can provide feedback to oneself and gain some spiritual power blessings. The passive skill Death God's Might, also known as Killing Chi, can absorb supernatural energy through killing. So, is it that I keep killing little Baga? Bai Mu knows that the way to upgrade is within it. The idea of retaliating against Xiao Ri also coincides with my own. He looked at Guangyan and said, "Little devil, why don't you eat lollipops? Isn't it about not giving face?" The latter wants to say that I really don't want to eat, and there is a defense on the lollipop you gave. But inexplicably, he looked at the other person with a deadly gaze. Guangyan sneered and said, "I'll eat. I'll just eat." Ouch. Sure enough. With just one bite, he almost vomited. Don't waste food. Bai Mu patted the little ghost's shoulder. Go home, you 3. He said it and left. System. Add points. He still has tens of thousands of supernatural points, which can completely upgrade his current undead ghost. The ghost of the dead, burning with flames, was covered in blood and was also a seductive body, only covered in a layer of blood armor. At first glance, it looks particularly fierce. Shoo. A gust of wind. Upgrade. Level 2. Level 3. The Ghost of the Dead in Level 3 Night Adventure has gained 2 additional skills. Control the puppet, control the body of the deceased, and transform them into non-infectious zombies. This is not bad, like the Taoist technique of driving away corpses. Level 3 is even stronger, soul out of the body. TSK. Is this a bit of a 5-star eerie background? Bai Mu is quite satisfied. His eyes lit up and he retrieved the Ghost of the Dead from the Ghost Control scripture. Looking into the distance. There is a corpse there, and the soul is dissipating. He decided to go and try his newly acquired skills. At the scene, Shinichi Kudo's face was full of disbelief. Impossible. The culprit must be Miss Xiaotong. How could she not have found her necklace at the scene? The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Chapter 7. Shinichi Kudo. Help me, I was chosen by a ghost on the neck. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Gymnast Xiaotong almost couldn't help but kneel down to confess while Kudo Shinichi was confidently reasoning. But now it has been discovered. Is there a connecting opportunity? Those police officers couldn't find their tools for committing the crime. Pooh. What high school detective? What neon police savior? Are you speechless without evidence? Even though you made a mistake in your own reasoning, are you now angry and embarrassed? She is still very flustered now, and it can even be said that she is a bit overwhelmed. But if we don't go to jail, no one wants to go to jail like this. Kudo Shinichi walked over, his gaze fixed on the other person. Miss Xiaotong, let me ask you again, where is your necklace? You probably had a necklace around your neck before, right? Little Tong really dares not look at each other. No. It's clear that you made a mistake yourself. I'm not wearing a necklace around my neck, and you haven't found it either. How am I going to kill that man? If you don't believe it, let him resurrect himself and tell you, see if I killed him. The more she spoke, the more confident she became. Anyway, there is no evidence, so let's firmly assert that it was not done by oneself. What can the other party do with themselves? Brother Kudo. Officer Momo walked over. Think about it again, are there any other details? He can't just watch Kudo Shinichi interrogate the suspect like this, can he? Allowing a detective to intervene is actually not in line with the investigation process. Not to mention that there is not enough evidence yet. Have you figured it out yet? A man spoke coldly, and his voice made everyone unconsciously climb up a layer of goosebumps. It feels very oppressive. It was a long-haired man playing Qin wine, and he looked at this farce as if there was no end to it, feeling a bit impatient. There are still tasks to be done later. If it really doesn't work, we'll have to let Gianti and the others create chaos elsewhere. Bai Mu walked over at this moment. Of course he wasn't here to watch the excitement. He is here to continue pushing the fate of Shinichi Kudo with a stick. If this case involves both Jin and Shinichi Kudo, how will it proceed in the future? Hey, at critical moments, we still have to rely on ourselves. Bai Mu looked at the headless male corpse lying not far away, activated his skills, and controlled the puppet. Coincidentally, Kudo Shinichi also walked up to the body at this moment. He showed a slight sneer on his face. Humph. The bodies can't speak, but they can't lie either. There should be some other evidence to prove that it was the person killed by Xiaotong. Kudo Shinichi lifted the shroud. Carefully studying. Suddenly, he widened his eyes, his pupils bulging, and he said, cough. Breathing began to become rapid. Because he was choked by the big hand of this corpse. Thrilling. Fear. Unbelievable. My body began to tremble slightly. Officer Momo looked over in a strange way, wondering why Shinichi Kudo was dancing like an epilepsy patient. Brother Kudo, have you found anything? He hasn't figured it out yet. At this moment, Bai Mu sneered on the side, controlling the body and letting go of Kudo Shinichi. After all, he still couldn't directly kill the protagonist, and had to rely on the other party to brush rewards. Cough. Kudo Shinichi was let go of his throat by the headless corpse and retreated in succession. Turning around, his face turned as if it were pig liver, a blue and purple hue. Where else is there like that spirited detective from before? The corpse. Cough cough cough. Resurrected. He said with difficulty. Although this statement may seem like a ghost talk, the fact is, the ghost has been resurrected. What are you talking about, Mr. Kudo? Lying down. Lying on the grass. The next moment, Officer Mu immediately used the newly learned Xia dialect and watched with his own eyes as the headless male corpse sat up. The neck was still spraying blood, and I reached out to touch it with my hand that had already begun to show necrotic spots. Ah! Help! Ghost! Ghost! The people around me were so scared that they scattered and fled, almost scaring their hearts apart. Did they really step on a horse and resurrect a dead corpse? Ghost! Ghost! Xiaolan's face turned pale with fear, and her body seemed to be nailed to the ground, trembling with fear. I almost feel like I'm going to faint. She, who is not afraid of heaven or earth, is most afraid of ghosts and gods. Watching it on TV is already scary. This is just a real-life experience. Ah! She let out another exclamation of surprise, feeling her body being pushed. Because the headless corpse rushed over, Xiaotong had a ghost in her heart. In order to escape, she even pushed Xiaolan beside her as a shield. The latter was frightened to the point of splitting the liver and gallbladder. At this moment, Kudo Shinichi was still trying his best to breathe and recover his strength, and his eyes were torn apart. Lan! He let out a loud roar. Xiaolan also closed her eyes in despair, but the next moment she felt a warm body, as if supporting herself. Is it a fierce ghost? Of course not. Where is the body of a ghost hot? She instinctively opened her eyes. He is an incredibly handsome man with a tall and majestic image. Dong dong. Her heart beats very fast. Bai Mu caught Xiaolan. Kudo Shinichi had already rushed over at this moment, and he breathed a sigh of relief. Xiaolan was fine. But soon it felt like grass was growing on my head. Ma, he hasn't even hugged Xiaolan. You let go of Lan. Kudo Shin seemed to be emitting a green flame at first glance, and instinctively spoke it out. A sarcastic smile appeared at the corner of Bai Mu's mouth. Did I give you too much face? Headless corpse, give it to me. The next moment, Kudo Shinichi, who was about to come over, was once again choked by a headless corpse. Cough. Help. Help me. He said with a hint of anger. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Chapter 8 Xiaolan. Brother Bai Mu's father. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kudo. Kudo brother. Officer Mu was completely dumbfounded. He never expected that things would develop like this. Headless corpse. Are there really ghosts in this world? Although I feel a bit uneasy inside, as an old criminal police officer, I still have the courage to show my ugly demeanor without directly revealing it. He drew his gun and shouted angrily. Release the hostages for me. This is a bit silly. Kudo Shinichi said to himself, I'm almost choked to death. Can't you just shoot me directly? This is a corpse, big shot. If you don't shoot again, I'll be out of breath. His face turned pig liver color again. At least Officer Mu was not really foolish to a certain extent, so he immediately let his younger brother rush up with him, trying to subdue the headless corpse. Big brother, what should we do? The dark glasses on the black jacket and black hat vodka were about to fall off, having been in the underworld for so many years. This is the first time he has seen a living dead person. Let's go. Without saying a word, Qinjiu shook his black windbreaker and immediately chose to leave here. It's so weird. Surprisingly, there are living and dead people. But he knows better that the current task is to leave here amidst the chaos. As for this headless corpse and the inexplicable rules from today, let the woman from Belmore investigate. As a killer, there is no need to worry about intelligence matters. The two immediately flew away. When Bai Mu saw this, he felt relieved and brought Xiaolan, who was already about to faint from fear, mud oiling the road. The two also took advantage of the chaos and left. When a Hummer drives, no one loves it. As for where to go. Of course I went to the hotel. Are you in the car again? Doing that is really uncivilized, Bai Mushin said to be gentle with girls. You can't always end someone's first time in the car. And after the two of them left, there was a snap. The headless corpse fell to the ground without any further movement. Kudo Shinichi was panting heavily, squatting on the ground without any image, recovering his strength. Just now, he almost saw his own breasts. How? How could it be? He had never heard of such a thing as a living dead person. If it weren't for the blood splattered from the body just now, he would have thought it was just a dream. Officer Mu and other police officers were also in a state of embarrassment. There was a smell of blood and corpse on the bodies of several people. Gong. Brother Kudo. What's going on here? As is well known, there is one stone of intelligence in the world. Kudo Yoshinobu has 8 buckets, Kudo Shinichi has 1 and 4 buckets, and others have 4 buckets. The police station owes 6 buckets of waste wood. He has become accustomed to asking his external brain when he has something to do. Kudo Shinichi couldn't even catch his breath. Waving your hand means you're asking me, so who am I asking specifically? If I had known, I wouldn't have been suddenly choked by that corpse ghost, almost going to see too young. Do you know how much psychological and physical harm a 17-year-old boy can suffer from a pair of suddenly extended ghost hands? He almost shook his faith in Sherlock Holmes. Lon. Where is Lon? Taking a few breaths of oxygen, Kudo Shinichi's brain regained its sanity and he looked around in panic. Lon is most afraid of ghosts. How is she doing? Looking around, there was no sign of the other person at all. Kudo Shinichi panicked and looked around. Everyone had finished running, so he and the police stayed here. Officer Mu comforted, it should be okay. This headless corpse was pinching your neck just now, so it shouldn't have hurt anyone else. Kudo Shinichi twitched at the corner of his mouth and said, it should be. Xiaolan probably walked away in fear. He is not sad that the other party did not come to find him, but he is a bit worried about Bai Mu. That man shouldn't have done anything to Xiaolan, right? Kudo Shinichi said with a serious expression, Officer Momo, let's split up and find Xiaotong and those two suspicious black-clothed people now. Of course, there's also Xiaolan. Make sure she's safe now. Finally, the person who hugged Xiaolan was also very suspicious. Officer Mu nodded. A few people began to act separately. Time was delayed a lot and Kudo Shinichi temporarily had no awareness of watching the surveillance footage, so he searched around the amusement park like a headless fly. I can't make a phone call to Xiaolan either. There has been no news from Officer Mu, so he only found Xiaotong. Lon, answer the phone. He was extremely anxious, always feeling like grass was growing wildly on his head. Wait a moment. Kudo Shinichi's eyes suddenly froze and he looked not far away, where the man in black clothes, black hat, and black sunglasses was. It's one of those two suspicious characters on the roller coaster. He held his breath and focused. Vodka, despite wearing sunglasses at night, actually appears somewhat eye-catching. They're doing PY trading. Kudo Shinichi took out his phone and began recording, activating his detective skills. That's all for the detective game. Then came the sound of bang. A heavy stick of fate has arrived. Time has passed for an unknown amount of time. Kudo Shinichi said in a daze in his dream, no. Lon. On the other side, Xiaolan was also talking about Liao Dai. In a sense, the two of them can also be said to have a spiritual connection. Call me brother. Bai Mu trains a pure-hearted female high school student. Brother. Xiaolan's face blushed with embarrassment. Call daddy. Bai Mu continues to conduct obedience tests. Xiaolan is still very well behaved. Dad. The 20,000 words omitted below were swallowed by the reviewer. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Chapter 9. Immortal Experience Card. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The above content has been reviewed and swallowed up by 20,000 words. Under the careful guidance of teacher Bai. Xiaolan has learned a lot of knowledge and her flexibility has become stronger than before. Eating doesn't get stuck in my throat. Even constipation is gone. Suddenly, tears of emotion flowed down my face. She didn't expect it. I really didn't expect it. I was scared unconscious by headless corpses just now, and when I woke up, I had already arrived at the hotel. After waking up, I felt like the sleeping beast had awakened, completely losing its rationality. She never expected to have such a side of herself. Are you also holding yourself back? It's impossible. As for suspecting Bai Mu, there is naturally no doubt about it. After all, the other party strongly refused at the time. Miss Xiaolan, it's not possible. How can we do this here? You're still young, doing these things may be a momentary heat, I can't. I am a rational and normal person. Is it his conscience or his hypocrisy? Indulge oneself in pursuit of capture? Of course not. It's because Bai Mu doesn't have an ID card. Xiaolan didn't bring her ID card, how can the two of them open a room? So, in the end, Bai Mu brought her to the debut of Qiu Ting Lianzi, and his behavior was somewhat scumbag. But there's no way. Who makes him soft-hearted? He just wants to give every woman who lacks love a home. Do not go against women's wishes. Of course, Bai Mu was polite at first. Don't be impulsive, Miss Xiaolan. Don't have a momentary fever. At this moment, Qiu Ting Lianzi, who was hiding in the wardrobe, was completely numb. If it weren't for seeing you undressing yourself, I would have almost believed it. She also had a gloomy expression on her face. Even though this is one's own home and this dog and man are in bed, they are all talking about each other, yet they want to hide in the cabinet like a captured rapist. Damn it. Qiu Ting Lianzi gritted her teeth. However, she didn't expect that Bai Mu would bring back a woman after going out. She is currently in a very chaotic mood and hasn't figured out what kind of relationship she has with the other party yet. And since experiencing that kind of thing just now, my mind was confused and I hid in the cabinet. No. Not only is my brain hot now, but my body is also very hot. At this point, Xiaolan was completely connected to her brain by a little butterfly, and the vibration and stimulation of her purple mood were average. She even started using karate to subdue the other person. Be good. Listen to your sister. He even said that he would be extremely ashamed when he woke up. Okay, okay. Bai Mu Xin said, I won't argue with you like a little girl. But afterwards. He was a bit dissatisfied, really, why was it all me being pushed backwards? Do I want face? Forget it. I, as an adult, don't remember any petty mistakes. Anyway, there's no difference. At the end. It still needs to be an experienced driver on the road, and autonomous driving is definitely not perfect enough. Having sufficient driving experience is necessary. What is this all about? Autumn Court Lianzi in the cabinet suffered. At the same time, I felt a vast grassland growing on my head. At least he is his first man. Surprisingly, this is the result of the current offense. It's a great shame. She was so angry that she almost burst out and scolded these two dog men and women for not considering her at all, but in the end, she still had thin skin and hid in the wardrobe, feeling a bit tired. Unexpectedly fell asleep in a daze. Ding! Congratulations to the host for achieving success, double company, and becoming famous in one battle. Received a reward with a supernatural value of 21245. Yoshi. There are rewards again. Bai Mu's eyes lit up, and he even felt that his body was constantly strengthening. Can be called a small fairy in the tent. Also comes with a Cloud Fury buff. Can this also be considered as the attribute ability of the evil spirit? The kind that feeds war with war. Give it a try. What's the use of this double combo buff? Title. Xuanlian became famous in World War I title level. C.level title effect. Refresh 3 ultimate skill experience cards daily obtaining method. 1 health every 2 consecutive times. Oh. Skill experience card. Give it a try and refresh. Then, I received 3 pale gold cards. Bai Mu clicked on the explanation of the experience card, which states that the ultimate skill experience card allows you to experience the eerie skills you possess in advance. After all, a few fierce ghosts still require a lot of experience to grow. With this experience card, you can experience it in advance. Experience options. 1. Color Evil Field. Expand the field, and you will become the one who formulates color evil rules, controls the desires of all creatures. Formulate reward and punishment rules. Effect range, 300,000 square kilometers, can be stacked and upgraded. Oh, it's just a huge silver crouching activity, covering almost the entire little Baga island. This ability, it's a bit silver. Bai Mu said that people cannot be so unremarkable. If they want skills, they must be more outstanding. What is the ability to make people die directly from exhaustion? Option 2. Immortal Body. As long as there is any body tissue present, it can be immediately resurrected after death and restored to its full state. Yoshi. I've decided it's you, the immortal body. I directly redeemed 3 experience cards. In this way, Bai Mu is not afraid of being suddenly targeted and then killed. With just a few days, I will have more than 10 lives. Slowly developing. Don't panic. Can you take me home? The soft and weak voice came from Xiaolan. Bai Mu looked over and saw that the other person's mind was leaning towards the other side, without looking at himself at this moment. No need to guess, this girl must be very shy and scared now. He doesn't feel any shame, he's the victim. Just now was Xiaolan pushing herself backwards. Can you do it? Bai Mu tried his best not to be a scumbag, at least at this point, he had to care about others. 2 lines of clear tears fell from the corner of Xiaolan's eyes, and she really wanted Bai Mu to hug her now. It's not that I was wearing pajamas, it's because my heart is currently in a state of turmoil. Very helpless. But the remaining shame and self-esteem made her start to dress up in a rustling manner. I can do it. After all, they are practicing martial arts, and of course, they still have physical fitness. Okay. Bai Mu said that this girl has her own home, and now she is very upset. Let the girl stay at her mother's house for a while. I don't even have a house now. Boom 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 boom. The Hummer launched and sent Xiaolan back home. She opened the door and saw her father lying unconscious on the sofa. I took a blanket to cover the other person. Returning to the room, looking down at the phone, dozens of missed calls. All of them are from Shinichi Kudo. New one. Xiaolan covers her face and cries bitterly. It's late at night. Bai Mu returned to Daibiyi, opened his wardrobe, and picked up Qiu Ting Lianzi, who was sleeping inside. If it weren't for the concern for this woman, he and Xiaolan would never have lasted only a few hours. Did you come back after stealing the fish? A pair of beautiful eyes opened. Looking at Bai Mu with a delicate and gentle face, Qiu Ting Lianzi spoke calmly. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times. Chapter 10. Yalu Butterfly, Unison. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With a snap. Autumn Court Lianzi felt pain in her buttocks and looked at Bai Mu with a pout. Just listen to the other person's words. What are you saying? What is sneaky smell? Did you fall in love with me? Are you starting to lose control? Hee. I can't pull it out anymore. Come on, let's continue the second half. As Bai Mu spoke, he threw the beautiful woman onto the bed.
Her body, which was like sheep-fat jade, was indeed an extremely perfect work of art. According to his aesthetics, Qiu Ting Lianzi is indeed one of the most beautiful women in the world of Ke Xue. The latter is now half biting their red lips. You stinky thug. Her cold and elegant face appeared slightly crimson, and she was not a woman who easily experienced emotional fluctuations. But facing this bad man, both body and mind were trembling. Be careful not to indulge excessively, otherwise your body will be in deficit. The words are as follows. Autumn Court Lianzi was wearing a camisole nightgown, but suddenly the camisole slipped off, whether it was intentional or unintentional. The old shoulders are huge and slippery. Is that right? Bai Mu tore his clothes apart, revealing his 8-bladed abdominal muscles and armored chest muscles. Emitting the power of male hormones. He is certainly not trying to dress up, because he has been wearing this outfit for a long time. In my previous life, I was also a wealthy person, so I didn't have the habit of wearing clothes for an extra day. Although I have no money in this life, I cannot lose my good habits from before. On the way back just now, I casually bought more than 10 sets of clothes for myself. Oh. No. Bai Mu pretended to be angry and said, ah. In less than a quarter of an hour, Qiu Ting Lianzi began to act coquettishly and said, Yilian Dai, Yunisang. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining supernatural points in 2014. Bai Mu was somewhat dissatisfied. No, I worked hard for a few hours, is that all I have to give? Immediately he also figured it out, forget it, even the smallest mosquito is still flesh. Looking at Qiu Ting Lianzi, who had fallen asleep beside him, he clicked on his own panel. Host. Bai Mu strange. Ghost of spiritual speech, ghost of colorful evil, level 4 day travel realm, ghost of dead spirit, level 3 night travel realm, props. Ghost Mastery Classic, Immortal Body Experience Card * 3 title. 1 defeat Wulong leads the mountain, double company 1 battle becomes famous rule permissions. 1 spirit value. 3145 The rule permissions will be unlocked the next day from the Ghost of the Dead, and a trap rule can be updated later. The rule of deceiving people should be that as long as someone dies, they can receive corresponding spiritual rewards. It's settled once a day. So it will take until the next day to know how much income you actually have. To enhance one's strength, the most important thing is, of course, to destroy the original plot, in order to maximize the benefits. Next is to cultivate one's 2 fierce ghosts. To enhance the demon of lust and evil, of course, it is necessary to constantly search for women with elementaline bodies. Obviously, this can give oneself a title buff. Don't be too satisfied, okay? Secondly, it should be killing or going to places with a lot of dead people. Harvest the undead. The ghost of speech is too useless. The only thing that can be used now is the ability to control someone else's tongue, without the need for upgrading. Then I should be considered a wizard now. Bai Mushin said that his physical combat power, to be honest, is average, and he has a habit of practicing combat skills year-round. There's no problem hitting 2 adult males. But dealing with those assassins is probably not enough. If only I could also improve my physical strength. Isn't it fragrant to practice both magic and martial arts? So we have to continue to disrupt the original storyline. See if we can unlock some new powerful ghosts. That's not right either. Can the ability of the fierce ghost have a reverse effect on my physical body? It's very difficult. Can't I just go through the mage flow? This has caused some distress for Bai Mu. Either continue sleeping with the woman, or go kill. These 2 ways of enhancing strength are also simple and crude. Those 2 fierce ghosts cannot come out directly now, and their level can be said to be a bit low, suppressed by the rules of this world. After all, I am now in a state of being an intruder. Forget it, let's leave the soul out of the body first,
go out and collect information before we talk. Thinking about it, Bai Mu had a sudden thought and then activated his ability. His soul drifted out of his body. Looking at his own body, he seemed to be in a state of deep sleep, but he still had his own perception. Moreover, the soul has no weight and is not controlled by gravity. What does this represent? Of course, it represents how fast one should be. In an instant, the whole world can be swam once. In an instant, one can also immediately return to their own body. What kind of person is floating outside, suddenly getting stabbed, completely non-existent, okay? Then I can rest assured. Bai Mu thought and looked at Qiu Ting Lianzi, going to see this girl's dream first. Unison, Yakuo butterfly. The soprano family is practicing high notes in their dreams, it's really too hard. Bai Mu's eyes were in tears. Heart said it's not in vain. I'll help you work hard to widen the sound channel, it seems to be quite helpful to you. Don't thank me. This is what I should do. 20,000 words on the dream screen have been reviewed and swallowed by kneeling down. The new book is on its way, and the author requests the support of all readers. During the new book period, various data are very, very important. I hope the reader can give me a free gift. Flowers, monthly tickets, comments, everyone is welcome. Kneel down and thank you. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Kneeling for support. Say important things 3 times.